We are climbing Kilimanjaro! The tallest freestanding mountain in the world, at 5,895 metres. For reference to anything man-made, it's over 7 times the height of the Burj Khalifa. We will be hiking through 5 unique ecological zones on the way to the summit. This climb's in aid of Dig Deep, a charity set up to provide clean water and good hygiene to the people of Bomet County in Kenya. The morning before the climb came with a lot of anticipation, along with a panic for those who were trying to get their bags down to the correct weight. As soon as we had dropped off our bags, things became a lot more real. Everyone was so keen to get on the mountain. Once everything was packed and prepared, it was time to head for the mountain. There wasn't much time to think about what's ahead. I was too busy thinking about the Tanzanian version of the highway code. We were finally on our way. It felt so good to be hiking as a unit.
This is really awkward time to be taking my jacket off.
There were toilet huts dotted along the trail, giving us an early glimpse and aroma of what the toilets would be like on the mountain. 9k in, the scenery is beautiful. I'm sort of staying near the back to keep the leg okay. Trying to make sure the hamstring doesn't go again. For context, I injured my hamstring 2 weeks before the climb, so I was on strict instructions to make sure I didn't do anything stupid. Should be at camp in about an hour and a half.
So what are you going to try and do? Someone said like a half an hour.
We had a 10-minute break every hour to make sure that we were well rested. Getting darker now, not far, nearly at the camp. Final bit of incline.
Do you got TikTok?
The TikTok?
Do you have TikTok?
As we got into camp, we lost light very quickly.
Well
on, mate.
Fully. Easy.
Well done.
Oh, what good effort. Run up.
We had to make sure to sign into every camp for the park rangers. Hey. We set off to a great start with an afternoon hike, clocking in 11 kilometres with 1,200 metres of elevation gain. When we got to camp, we had to find our duffel bags and bring them into our tent. This allowed for the porters to number our bags according to what tent we were staying in, so that our bags would already be in our tents by the time we get to camp, making the colder camps even more efficient.
The big tent you can see here, that is mess tent there.
To be fair, I've never eaten very much meat. Like, attention.
Alex, Narrated.
It's because of your accent. That is so funny. That's all right.
Hey. After a big hearty mountain breakfast, it was time to hit the trails. The clear blue skies mixed with the crisp morning air made for some beautiful conditions. We've done about 2 hours of climbing. Nice open sky, very good weather, beautiful views. As we climbed higher, the terrain became a lot more rugged. Today's hike was a lot more challenging than yesterday's.
Hi.
We still found any opportunity to get a quick pic for the gram.
So hold your pose, and then we go to the up there, okay? Yeah. Yep. Yes.
The team now faced their first scramble. We had to ditch up holes and get our hands dirty. Just stopped over there for a little grub stop to getting the snacks in, resting the legs and getting the bags off. And I think we've got another hour to the campsite. So we're doing well, very good pace again, and my legs holding up. The word left definitely echoed throughout the day for the amount of times that we were in the porter's way. Hamstrings are starting to have slight twitches, so I'm taking it a bit slower. Very pole at the back of the group. Pole means slowly, slowly in English. It's a Swahili term which is used a lot on the mountain. Just because it's not worth it. We're so close to camp now. In fact, just coming around the corner I can actually see the camp. So yeah, get some rest and hopefully it'll be okay for tomorrow. It was a short and steep morning of climbing, clocking in just under 1,000 metres of elevation gain just before lunch. Since getting to camp we had a huge lunch, bolognese, which is crazy to think we're on a mountain. And then since then my legs have been aching, so I've been having to lie down, and I even wrote my journal. But now I think we're going to go head to a cave, so let's see how that goes. I feel like the walk to the cave without the pack was good for the legs. I took it as a bit of a cool down exercise. The cave was pretty cool. We continued further onto a hill which overlooked the whole of the campsite. But we couldn't stay for too long because the porters were keen to get us back for dinner. However, I got distracted. I loved the local songs on the mountain.
Love the way the clouds go over the mountain. So sick. Like when I'd work, especially like the more comfortable song I wanted to yeah, like the form of the
We got straight up and out, following the narrow trails out of the camp. We've just left camp. It's a lot more poly today. It's meant to be a bit less gradient. Bit less gradient today, so should be a bit easier walking. Obviously the altitude would be harder. So should be a good day. We're going to the lava tower for lunch, which is going to be the highest point of today. So yeah, can't wait to see how it goes. Hey, the sun has popped out. It's a lot nicer today. Oh. It's more screed and gravel, but we're making good progress. A lot slower than yesterday, but I think it's more of a recovery day because I think tomorrow's a bigger climb. We're braking.
7 minutes.
Yeah, 7 minutes. Every break was a great chance to get the pack off the legs, whilst also getting your head up from staring at your feet and actually taking the scenery. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. The barren landscapes frame the views everywhere you looked. As the route towards the peak became more direct, the mountain became more and more overwhelming. As the morning sun came out, these stops were a perfect chance to shed some layers.
Kuna Matata.
As you trek over these isolated bridges, you have to wonder how much water used to flow under these from the glacier in the past. As we got closer, you could see the lava tower in its full dominance, which didn't deter the team. In fact, morale was high, maybe too high.
Good job, good job.
Well done, team! Woo-hoo!
Well done, Matt.
Well done. Good work, lads. A nice steady morning of elevation gain, climbing 800 metres just before lunch at Lava Tower. It's started to what we think is hail. I don't think it's snow. So hopefully that clears up by the time we finish lunch. And I think we've got another 2 hours of, I think it's descent down to camp, so that we camp at a lower altitude, so that we can have more acclimatization ahead of tomorrow, which will be a bit harder. After an hour lunch, we headed straight back onto the trail. Not long after setting off, it was time for a local music lesson.
Jambo bwana, habari jana, mzuri sana, wageni mwakaribishwa, Kilimanjaro hakuna matata. Like wageni,
Yeah.
mwakaribishwa, wapi?
Let's just say I didn't pick it up very quickly.
Hakuna
Matata. I think my musical ability could only handle the response part of the song.
matata. Karibu Kilimanjaro,
Hakuna matata.
karibu Serengeti,
Hakuna matata.
kunywa maji mengi.
Hakuna matata. And of course, Godwin was paid in mountain currency. Sweets. No worries. My pleasure. Thanks for teaching me the song. Everyone picked up the pace going down towards camp. Everyone was keen to get out of the hail. However, we were still thriving. All good, all good?
All good, mate.
All good.
Am I good?
You're good?
You're videoing a man video.
Cool. 50 minutes out from camp, and one of the guys just said that the route is going to be right over there for tomorrow, so it looks like a bit more incline, but should be a good trail. These trees were awesome. They were native to Tanzania and specially grew at altitude. After a nice lunch at Lava Tower, we descended 650 metres in the hail. As we arrived at camp and went to the toilet, we heard some crashing water. So I think I'm going to go check it out. We were right, there's definitely crashing water. Throughout the climb, there was beauty in nature everywhere you looked. Once I had returned from my waterfall side quest, I was keen to talk with the kitchen team.
I just wanted to highlight all of the work that all of the different porters and the chiefs are putting in, and they're cooking breakfast, lunch and dinner for us every day, and it's keeping the team going, so I'm very thankful for all the work that everyone's doing, and I wanted to highlight how they're bringing it all up the mountain and keeping it all together, so thank you.
Menu of today is macaron with the vegetable and beef. That's the menu of today.
If you're ready,
Yeah.
for the leader.
After another solid breakfast, we were rushed back onto the trail. We were approaching the Barranco wall, the most technical part of the entire climb. As we were climbing, the guides gave us advice to make sure we didn't put a foot wrong. As we took a look back, what a view of the camp. This was definitely my favourite section of the trail. The team was smashing through the scramble with ease. That morning I decided to throw on my Scotland shirt, which I had bought in a previous video, which was very popular on the mountain with the Scots.
Because we went to see Scotland and they're playing the last game of the Euros that they got knocked out. So we're like, oh, we'll represent, and they lost. Yeah. I love it. Since I bought it, I've just worn it all the time.
Is it the current one?
Yeah.
We only took one break going up the wall, and the morale was very high. Everyone was just loving the trail. We could feel we were close to the top of the wall. As we got closer to the top, the sun started to show its face.
On it, guys.
With a final leg up from Mother Nature, we completed the last scramble of the wall. We'd done it. It felt like such a milestone in the trek. The sun rose above the wall and everyone was on top of the world. These are the moments that brought the team closer together. Soon enough, we continued back on our way. The trail was a lot easier going. It was surreal to be walking above all the clouds now.
That was such a high though, just then. I was so buzzed.
It was amazing to be walking alongside the glacier level of the mountain. Amongst the team, we kept trying to find ways of sizing it up. Funnily enough, the mountain always won.
We've just had our final stop before lunch, and now we're heading all the way up there. Should be a nice climb.
It was amazing to see a natural spring in such a contrasted, dry landscape.
We're on our way for our spot for lunch. Just look at the view. Absolutely amazing.
The final push before lunch became a lot steeper. After descending from Barranco Wall, we ended up keeping our elevation level for the morning. After a very sleepy lunch, the team got back to the trail.
hours to get to camp.
The trail became a lot simpler. However, as we were gaining altitude, the air became a lot thinner. Seeing a rescue helicopter the day before summit definitely set the tone. At this point in the day, everyone was knackered. The altitude had definitely set in. I was so tired getting to camp.
Oh, well done, mate.
That was
One
alright.
step closer. And that last bit, I was genuinely had no energy.
Really?
I was weaving, yeah.
After lunch, we had a short and steep stint to camp for the night. The way the porters managed to set up all the tents on the side of the mountain was astonishing, using large rocks to stake the guy ropes.
After a very long day walking, me and Christian have decided to opt for the tent for a nap, which we tried to nap for about an hour. It's just nice to rest, but towards the end of the hike I was definitely struggling. I think the sleep deprivation mixed with altitude is definitely kicking in. I felt quite drunk towards the end of the hike, but we've made it. And in about 6 hours, we'll be waking up again and going to the summit. Dinner is in 30 minutes.
Not the last supper, bro.
Whoa,
We're gonna survive. Don't do us like that.
Procedure in our destiny. As I told you yesterday, try to motivate each other on the team. It might be at some point when we go higher, one of you can feel the friend is struggling because of the tired. Please try to insist. Sometimes you can hear us we shouting like let's go, and sometimes we just singing. It's kind of how we trying to motivate the people. Kilimanjaro is hard, but if you put like a positive mind, it's going to be easier for everyone here. At some point, we might tell you, take you for your day park. Please be flexible to when we tell you, because experientially on that time we can see you start struggling, you are being tired. So we need you to take your one of our assistant guide or one of the porter can carry it, and then when you recover, you can take your bag. So please, when we ask you to do something like that, don't say like no, like that's. This is not a competition.
Just had a final meal and briefing and been blessed with one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. And now we're heading to bed for about 3 hours hopefully of sleep before the climb. And then it's time to shine. It's the final summit night. I think we've got about 1,300 metres to climb. So hopefully at low altitude we can pull it off. See you tomorrow morning.
The chefs have been up all night preparing lunches for the team. You could feel the nerves amongst the team. No one knew what to expect. We all divided out our snacks and fueled up on what we could stomach, to which there was only one candidate, hobnobs. As soon as it turned midnight, summit night had begun. As we were heading out of camp, all you could see is what your head torch lit up. Godwin was there to wave us out of camp.
Thanks. So what happens when you change?
After a few wardrobe adjustments, we found our rhythm. We trekked for a dormant Barafu High camp on the way to the main trail. Every step felt like it was in slow motion. But the team set out with a great pace. Every snack break was so well received. It was a chance to get in any fuel we could.
Well done, team. Let's keep it moving. Well done, team.
Around 3 hours in, I started to really struggle. I had altitude sickness and extreme exhaustion. At about 5 hours in, my camelback had frozen completely, so I had no easy access to water. Altitude sickness had taken full control. I was falling asleep whilst walking and sweating from side to side. Robin, the team medic, kept telling me that I should let the porters take my bag, but I kept denying it. Until I felt like I was going to fully pass out, and then I remembered what Joel said.
This is not a competition.
So I swallowed my pride and ditched my pack. The guides and porters joined together in song, lifting the spirits of the whole team. Every step was one step closer to the summit. The team were doing so well. The team were amazing. We were all getting behind each other. We were not letting anyone get off this mountain without summiting. The team were doing it. We were so close to the top of the main climb. As the sun rose, it gave us a little kick over the top of the mountain. The team had made it to Stellar Point, which was most of the hard work done. We just had the final push to the summit. By this stage, I was a shell of my normal self. I kept falling asleep whilst walking, and Keeks had to keep pushing me to make sure that I was awake. As I was getting closer to the peak, I was fueled on emotion. What a climb we'd all had. I'm so grateful to have been able to share it with such an amazing team. As I pushed my sleepy soul towards the summit, I reflected on all the doubt that I'd overcome in the process to making it to the summit, which I could now turn into pride. As we had made it to the tallest point in Africa, Uhuru Peak, the summit of Kilimanjaro. I had no energy to my name and no control of my emotions, but it didn't matter because I had made it to the summit. Everyone was in shock to what we had just achieved. The whole team made sure to get their essential summit photo. It was one of those experiences that don't really sink in for a couple months, and fully sink in ever.
Thank you to my man, he saved me.
Okay. Hello.
He took my bag for me. I wouldn't have made it otherwise, I was going to pass out. Really appreciate it. What's your name?
Augusti.
Augusti.
And you?
Charlie.
Okay, good
Pleasure.
job. Well done, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I was left with a whole load of confusion. I couldn't remember half the climb because of the altitude sickness.
We just summited, now we're heading back down quite quickly. It was amazing to see everyone pick each other up. The team did so well. All 25 of us made it to the summit.
We all headed down the mountain as fast as our bodies could carry us. Everyone was knackered. We're even dreaming of the national park investing in a zip line.
There's so much speed as well. It's such a steep zip line.
Has anyone done that one of those?
Luckily, as I started to descend, all my symptoms of altitude sickness went. I was back to my normal self.
So after a very eventful summit, we've been heading our way down the mountain pretty quickly, to be fair. We had to drop 1,300 metres. We've probably got another 300 to go. And then we get back to camp. I'd like to say we could rest there, but no, of course not. We then have to get our gear together, pack it up, and we're heading off for another 7k downhill to the camp for tonight. So I'm here with Joel, a very happy man after 100% of the group ascending. What do you have to say about the group?
Yeah, for sure I'm very happy. My group is getting 100% success. All of them been on top of Kilimanjaro. Now we are back safe, strong, nothing, any problem here. We're going down now for the shower and the celebration. Woo!
Woo! Back to camp. Now going to get some lunch in and hopefully recover a bit. The soldiers returning from battle. Well in, good shift. It was.
That was tough.
Just had a rush eating and then packing, and now we have a 4-hour hike to the next camp, which is a bit lower. It's not looking good. It's good to know that however bad the team's struggling, at least you've got the wise words of Sam Morley.
Just open your hands.
On the way down to camp, it was a very open trail and the sun was beaming, draining us of any energy we had left. However, I did start to notice the smaller moments on the trail. For the final stint to camp, the terrain was rugged, not what you need after climbing a mountain. After a grueling summit, we descended past Barranco camp on the way to Machame camp, clocking in a total of 17k for the day, with over 1,000 metres of elevation gain and over 2,000 metres of descent.
I even left it on just in case.
The team finally had time to chill and reflect on the past 18 hours we've been awake. It was safe to say we were looking forward to a lie-in.
In the morning, breakfast at 6, jog on there. We'll sleep at 6. See you at 8 or 9.
Unfortunately, it was even earlier than 6.
Hey. Morning.
The guides and porters were keen to get everything packed away as quick as they could. The team set off with pace heading towards the gate.
Here with my brother August. We are heading down, is it 10k now?
Yes.
Down to the gate, and there we'll have a tipping ceremony, and we'll be saying goodbye to all of the guides and porters over what a great experience. How you feeling, August?
I'm okay.
All good?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
Good.
The mountain was a gift that kept on giving as we came across a 200-year-old tree.
This is just always pretty Kilimanjaro. More
Oh,
than
this-
200 years.
200 years.
Here with God Love. How far have we got left of the trail?
Now we are halfway.
Halfway?
Yes,
So,
and
5k?
yes, 5K.
Okay. One dream, one team.
One dream, one team.
There we are.
The team were just one corner away from the final gate. After an early start, the team smashed a quick 10k down to the finish at Machame Gate. It was an end of a journey. Kilimanjaro. An experience of a lifetime. But the mountain only makes up half the experience.
Thank you.
The other half? The team.